Good evening, everyone. And you have to excuse my voice because I don't know what's happened. But anyway, we're going to talk about Arsenal v Everton yesterday. A very entertaining game, I thought. Bad defending, I think, from both sides. But we got the 3 points, and I'm happy about that. I'm going to introduce my panel tonight. Introduce yourself. First of all, Diesel. Introduce yourself and your Twitter account, everything.
Yeah, cheers, Claude, and thanks for having me on. Diesel _888 on YouTube, on Twitter. Diehard Arsenal fan and also part of the newly formed boardroom bands. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
That's right, man. And then we got the one and only Johnny Buttons. How are you, Johnny?
Not bad, my drinking buddy. Are you well? It sounds like you've got a bit of a cold going on there.
Yeah. Well, I put a few scotches down, but it still hasn't helped. Anyway, never mind. We'll have to carry on. And also, welcome to the man who is alongside Diesel and the rest of the boys here, and Johnny, and I don't know who else is. Is it Springer as well?
Yeah.
Created a new channel called the Boardroom. I've actually spelled it wrong, and I boys. It's actually Boardroom Bands, isn't it? Have I spelled that wrong on there?
That's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm Lev, or aka Lavanja. You can find me at Lavanja on Twitter. Part of the Boardroom Bands boys here. I could see Diesel got the memo with regards to the attire, whereas Johnny, he's gone street, and he's street. So thanks for having us on here, Claude.
Right, let's talk about the game first.
Where's the meatloaf?
Let's talk about the game. Quite an exciting game. It was all on edge until the last minute, right till the end. Start with you, Lev. What did you feel? How did you feel we performed yesterday,
mate? Well, I mean, obviously, when we looked at the lineup, there was a few question marks as to, he dropped Saka. We were a bit worried about why, because obviously we thought, why change a winning side? The rest was pretty unchanged. I think he went with Pepe, obviously, thankfully. How did I think it went, mate? That's a good question. Well, we started very slowly. The problem I've got is defensively yesterday, Claude, we were weak aerial-wise. That's where a lot of the problems were coming from, wasn't it? So we conceded really early. The good thing is our reaction is different now. Our mentality seems to have got more resolve. And we seem to just bounce into it, like jump into gear and fight back straight away, whereas before we might not have done. Ironically, Kolasinac getting injured really early may have been that catalyst of us coming straight back into the game, because Saka, obviously, with that great delivery. We played well first half, mate, to be honest, barring 2 bad errors. Again, another set piece, a corner this time. Cost us, again, 4 minutes into added time. Second half, we reacted fast. We pulled one back to go 3-2 up. But we seem to tire. It's 3 games in 7 days? We seem to tire, and then when Gomez came on, it made a massive difference. And they seemed to really sort of kick on, and it was tense, mate. But you know what? 3 points, mate. I'll let you go into all the details of the game, but the main thing for me is 3 points and a much more resolve now.
Yeah, I thought personally, we lost. Our main weakness was one in transition when we lost the ball, and apart from the 2 goals, though, I must say overall, I thought we defended okay, but it's those 2 mistakes, and I thought we were getting done down the sides a lot. For me, I'm not sure Bellerin is fully up to it at the moment. Maybe he needs to come in and come out a bit, because at the moment he seems to be, he's not quite recovered for me from that.
He's lost the yard, hasn't he, Claude? Do you think he's lost the? Do you think he's lost the yard, Claude? Because he doesn't seem he's not the same player, is he, mate?
He's still recovering from the injury. I think that is a major injury he got, and I thought Saka done well with the cross, but I thought and I think that this is one of the big reasons. I think he wasn't starting because he looked very tired in the second half, and he was getting sloppy. He was making a few mistakes, but it was a great cross for the goal. I thought Aubameyang was the difference, though, for me. Without Aubameyang, I think we might have come away with not even drawing the game, to be honest with you. I think two great finishes. And I thought Everton, give them their due, I thought maybe deserved a bit more than what they got out of the game, because I think they really played well. I thought they played well as well, I mean, going forward. But I think both sides lacked, at certain moments, they lacked a bit of naivety, I say, in defending. But I don't know about what you think, Johnny.
Yeah, I think to be honest, you two have summed it up before I've even spoken. So I feel really sorry for Diesel coming in last, because at the end of the day, because
how am I going to top it?
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I think, without sounding too, I'm really, really liking Arteta now, and the fact is, what he said as well. We're winning games, and when we're not playing well, and that's the main thing. He's getting the results what Emery wasn't getting. He's getting the best out of players. Obviously, Europe is a factor for Arsenal. They did look tired. Xhaka looked tired, as you say. Bellerin, again, you took the words out of my mouth. He doesn't look quite ready yet. We've still got Tierney to come back, which is going to be exciting because we've got a player there. I still think we've got a lot more from Pepe to come. I think Pepe is slowly getting into that Arsenal team now. He's creating goals. I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys agree, but Pepe's work rate's really improved more than anything else. He's tracking back. He's getting back. And sorry about this, Diesel. I do apologise, mate, but I thought Mesut Ozil had half a decent game yesterday as well.
Johnny, don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No.
I think he's getting I think he's honestly getting the best out of some average players, and we're seeing it with Mustafi. And David Luiz looks like he's having his Chelsea years again. All right, I know he had a miss yesterday, but I mean that pass that he done was absolutely world class for Aubameyang. And for me, a man of the match was Aubameyang. I think, as Claude said, without Aubameyang yesterday, it could have been a different matter, and that's the difference when you've got a world class striker as we have.
That's what. Before I come to Diesel, thank you for the blind Gooner, lovely guy. I think Johnny knows him quite well. That's Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. I'm sorry, I just seen a missed call from you. Sorry, I will get back to you, Daniel, sometime tonight. But I'm sorry, I've been so busy, mate. I will get back to you. Diesel, I've got to ask you. Big question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Aubameyang has got 1 year left of his contract. He's coming up to in his 31 now.
Yeah. He's
got 1 year left in the summer. Do we offer him, do we offer him a big pay hike, which will affect us in a way of getting any more players because of the financial fair play? Do we offer him that big pay rise? Do we keep him for the year and lose him for nothing, with a possibility of losing him for nothing, or do we cash in? What do you feel?
My personal opinion is it's clear to me, right? He's got a year left. I don't think he's going to sign. I genuinely do think he wants to go. And to be honest, I can't blame him, right? Because if Real Madrid or Barcelona are sniffing around him, why would you not? He wants to win the trophy. It's as simple as that. I think us in our normal day-to-day jobs, I think if we were in the same boat, we'd probably go and all. But if he's not going to sign, which I think it's clear he's not, then you have to cash in. I keep saying it, no player is bigger than the club. Yes, we will miss his goals. My only reservation about that, I generally do think, even with a year, you'd probably get 60 million for him, right? If at a push 70, because he is a goal scorer. My only reservation is if we do get the money, can we trust the board to invest that money? That's my thing. Always comes back to the board, right? But if I'm honest, with a year left, if he's not going to sign, I've seen bigger and better players at this club before leave, and we're still here. So it's not a case of, I do like Aubameyang, don't get me wrong, but for a year left, you're not bigger than the club. If you're not going to sign, see you later.
Interesting. I wonder if the boys agree with that. Do you agree with that, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the fact is if he's not going to sign, then yeah, I mean, it's common sense to cash in. So as Diesel said, for me personally, if you look at Aubameyang's ratio and how old he is, world-class strikers can last till they're 34, 35. It's been known. And the fact is Aubameyang's got a head on him as well. So he ain't just all about speed. He's a class player. I think we could still get him, another 2 years, a decent 2 years out of him. And I think he'd easily score 100 goals for Arsenal. But, it's true. If he's not going to sign, then there's no doubt about it. You have to cash in.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's a big statement. I think he's the best striker we've had since Bergkamp and Henry. I think he's got the edge over Van Persie myself, but that's just my opinion. It's a big call, but I think there's not much between him and Van Persie, and I think Aubameyang has done it over Europe for the last 5 or 6 years, and he's in the top 3 or 4 strikers now of all time in that. So I think he's a wonderful striker. And he's got more about him.
Yeah, there's a comment coming in here. Would Arsenal TV is good? I would keep all back and swap Ozil for Coutinho. What do you think? What do you think about that, Lev?
Do you know what? Right, I'm going to say it. I think we should do everything to keep him. Now, there's a couple of obviously there's a couple of factors that obviously have to play into this. Now, firstly, he wants European football, so whatever happens by the end of this season is going to have a massive impact on what happens there. If he gets Champions League football, there's a chance he'll stay. Now, outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona, the problem is the money we're gonna be asking for someone of his age. I'm a bit doubtful they're gonna pay the sort of money we're gonna be asking for at 30, 31 years of age. So there is a chance there, but where do we find a striker like Aubameyang? Where? And as Diesel rightly said, are the board going to reinvest that money? Or they're going to look at it and go, well, we've got Martinelli here and we've got Eddie Nketiah here. So, yeah. And that's where the danger is, because then you lose that top tier striker. And what sort of message does that put out when we're trying to show that we're on our way back? I think Arteta does want to keep him. I've heard Arteta talking about him yesterday. He's actually quite shocked at his the focus that he's got and his attitude. He was expecting someone to be stroppy. He's had a real sort of tough year or so, or two even, expecting to be challenging for top trophies, and he hasn't been. So Arteta was worried about what he was walking into, and he's pleasantly surprised. The guy seems to be really working hard. He's leading from the front. He's getting man of the match a lot of the time. He scored 2 headers in 2 games now. There's something there to work with, and I think that we should try our ultimate best to try and keep him, at least until we phase him out and bring in the likes of Martinelli and 1 or 2 others.
I personally, Lev, I never ever, I don't know if anyone else agrees or not. I think one of the biggest shocks for me was when Arsenal fan, and we're grateful that we've got both of them. But to me, I thought it was obvious the better striker of the two. When people were saying Lacazette was the better striker of the two, I can't see that in a million years. I don't know.
The guy's scored everywhere he's been. Every league he's been a top striker, Johnny. Laka was at another level. He was playing in France. For what? What was it? Was it? I can't remember now. His name escapes me where we got him from. But fact of the matter is, he's not been as prolific. Nowhere near as prolific as Aubameyang. No chance.
Leon, wasn't it? Leon.
Leon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. Excuse me.
That's all right. I saw the screaming from last night, innit, Claude?
Yeah,
when I saw you, you was fine.
Exactly. Yeah. let's have a look at this. What's this comment say? Happened plenty of times in the past with Van Persie, Alexis, etc. If we can't get someone to replace his goals, then as much as I love him, I believe we could easily go, and I wouldn't hold it against him, says Michael Hardiman, is it, Michael?
If we can get someone to replace him, that's what he's saying. That's the important bit, though. If you can,
I mean, you can't. I mean, obviously, you might. I totally agree, with Michael. You can't hold it against Aubameyang because one of his age, and the fact is, as someone, I think it was Diesel or someone, or was it yourself, Lev, that he's stuck at Arsenal, and we've had a torrid time, and it's not what he was promised, and he's still working his socks off for the Arsenal, banging the goals in. So you know, I'd say good luck to him. If Aubameyang's 31, 32, and Barcelona or someone like that come along, you couldn't knock him for that, could you? No, you know what I mean. He's not an Arsenal supporter. He likes the Arsenal fans. Good luck to him. I mean, if we can keep him, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But if he went, I'd wish him all the best, like I did Aaron Ramsey.
Johnny, do you know what's frustrating though, mate? Right? I mean, how many over the last few years we've had a world-class player who was firing on all cylinders, but didn't have the team behind him. The seasons that Alexis Sanchez had, like those 3 or 4 seasons where he was unplayable. Could you imagine he had Aubameyang next to him and he had, the team, a better team behind him? We would have been challenging. Instead, we've got a world-class striker who's scoring the amount of goals that should be with a challenging team, and we're languishing in 8th and 9th place, which is ridiculous.
And it's annoying, Lev, as well, because he is an ideal Arteta player, right? High intensity press. He'd be amazing in this team right now. The way
for me, we got to try and keep him. We got to try and convince him to stay. That's my opinion, but that's me being selfish.
I'll tell you the surprise. We'll say surprise package, but might be a bit harsh. But I think Eddie Arteta. That shows how good Arteta is. He's called him back, and that's worked for him. And Eddie looks to me, he's a very similar player to Lacazette, but he does the channels a little bit more. And I think that was a good call, you know. I didn't see it happening, but I thought he's done all right, Eddie, since he's been at Arsenal, since he's come in. He worked hard yesterday. He was running around, he got his goal, and it weren't an easy goal. It was a lovely cross from Xhaka. But
nice touch.
Yeah, it was a nice finish. That was a proper poacher's goal, wasn't it? Bang.
Good movement as well. Good movement. But you know what? The thing is, a player like Eddie, he needs a good team behind him because he's all about poaching and movement, right? And he's worked hard off the ball, but he's not a hold-up player. And the problem he was having at Leeds is Bielsa wanted someone to hold the ball up and bring everyone into the game. And really, that's not his game. He's works hard, but he likes to run in behind. He likes to get into the box. And he needs that delivery. And ironically, the better players he has around him, the more you'll get out of him, because that's where his strengths lie. So I'm not surprised, really, to be honest.
Yeah, how can I say it? I don't think you won't be able to replace him unless you've got big money. And I think there's another area we've got to look at is the centre half positions. And I still feel that maybe we need a stronger player in the defensive midfield spot, because as much as I do like Torreira, I'm not sure if he's physically.
Yeah, I agree.
I just feel we need someone a bit more physical presence.
Yeah,
I think we need.
I agree with that.
What we saying as a Claude, honest opinion, and yourselves, guys? What are we saying about Granit Xhaka at the moment?
Well,
are we surprised that he's improved? I mean, are we going to give him a little bit of credit?
I'll go first on this one, Johnny. I'll go. I still maintain that he's long term. He's not mobile enough. He has this tendency, the short balls, he gives them away a lot. He's all right with the longer passes, but he gives the ball away a lot on shorter balls. He seems to underhit them, and they get cut out a lot. And then he hasn't got the ability to get back when he loses it. With Arteta, it's all about transition when we got the ball, and transition when we don't have it. And Xhaka doesn't have that ability to get back quickly if we lose the ball. There's been talks about Thomas Partey. But I just think that's probably because he's in negotiations with Atletico at the moment, and his agent's trying to ramp up his money. But that's the sort of player we need. Someone who's going to who's physical. You know what? You could probably get away with Torreira next to someone like that because Torreira ticks the ball over nicely. If you watch him in Uruguay, he's great.
Recycles the ball well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does. And you could have someone like Torreira next to him, and you still have a bit of steel then. But no, Xhaka, is he long term? No. If he was in Europe, he's useful in Europe when it's a slower tempo. But I don't know, mate. I'm not a big fan of him. It's just me.
Have I got that spelling right now on the bottom?
Bloody hell, you have. Well done, Claude.
Go on, Claude.
Right, sorry about that. That's the new channel that's coming up, everyone. These boys are part of it. Where's Johnny gone?
He got bored. No, boardroom. I don't know. I think he was having problems with his connection. I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. Either that or his missus has told him he's got to go for dinner now.
Let's talk about your new channel, explain what it's going to be and who's going to be involved and when it's actually launching.
Okay, well, the channel's going to be called Boardroom Bants, as in, the boardroom. What we want to do is that, look, firstly, let's face it, guys, there's a lot of Arsenal channels out there, isn't there? It's quite saturated at the moment. And we all met through Arsenal, our love for Arsenal. We're all Arsenal fans first and foremost. But we want to do something a little bit different. There's more to guys than just Arsenal and football, although we will be obviously covering that quite a lot. What we want to do is start opening up other subjects that we love, all the different sports. There's loads of sports I'm not really that knowledgeable on that I want to get other people on to tell me about. And darts. A lot of my mates go and watch darts. I don't, but I know it's a great night out. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of skill involved. We want to find out about that. We want to find out about horse racing. We know people who own horses and how does that work? And, there's loads of different subjects we want to be talking about. Then we love films. We love music. There's topics as well for men with regards to mental health and, with regards to mental well-being and your own health and foods we eat. There's so many subjects we can cover. So what we want to do is offer a channel that covers everything for men we could talk about. And we're open to loads of different subjects. And, we invite anyone that wants to come on, and we're open for anybody to ask us to cover a specific subject. We've got a wealth of experience between us all. We've all been through a lot of different things. We've all experienced a lot of different things. So the idea is to get people like Claude, we'd have you on. We'd have other football fans on from other teams. And, just like guys would sit in the pub or an old man's sort of working man's club, if you're Diesel or Claude. And, just talk about chew the fat, and that's what it was. It's called the Boardroom Bants. It'll be fun subjects. It'll be serious subjects. There'll be movie subjects. There'll be music subjects. Loads of things. So we love people to come on and have a chat with us and subscribe when it's up and running.
Lovely. And when do you think that it will be up and running? Are you thinking it's very soon or?
It'll be up and running by the end of the week. We just want to make sure we get some artwork in, that sort of thing. And look, a lot of it's going to be done online because obviously we all work, we all do our own different things. We all have families. I'm a single parent myself. But at the same time, we're going to be doing, things together in studios. We'll do some watch-alongs maybe. Look, we're going to go on, on instinct, whatever's about. And then obviously you've got the Euros and things like that coming up. There's loads of things we want to do. We just want it to be a broad guys channel, and anyone who's got any ideas, come on, or drop us a line and let us know what you'd like us to cover.
Yeah, and you know what? Just to add to that as well, it's a case of we want to cover all things. We want to be quite diverse in what we talk about. Mental health at the moment, God rest her soul. Obviously, we all know about Caroline Flack, and and for us, obviously, that's a topic that we we all feel that we really need to discuss and talk about now because we don't want it to happen to someone else, and that Caroline was someone's sister, someone's daughter, someone's girlfriend, right? And, sometimes it's very close to home that we could lose people. We want to talk about trolling, stuff like that. And obviously, the pitfalls of it. And guys, like I say, look, we're a group of mates. We're not doing it for money. I'm not quitting my job. I'm happy in the job I do. So I'm not quitting that. It's literally a group of friends. We could be in the pub. It just happens we're on a podcast talking about diverse topics like this. And that's literally all it is.
hit the nail on the head there, Diesel, mate. You know, especially trolling's a subject.
Totally agree.
Look at what the damage it can cause. I mean, I've had, you know, I lost a very close family member, for example. I'll openly say it. It was the mother of my children. I went through my own experiences, and you know, it could be dark. Claude has, we all have to some extent. And you know what? During those periods and those times, it can really, you know, people can be really cruel and could tip someone over the edge. You know, a subject we could cover like that is to say, look, why do people do this? Why do we want to be mean? Why is social media? Why do we take it so serious to points where people want to hurt each other and abuse each other? At the end of the day, guys, we're all human beings and we should all be nice to each other. And it's understanding the psyche behind that. And you know, that's a particular subject we would like to cover. And Diesel, thanks for reminding me of that, mate. You know, Johnny's another. He's been through his own thing. So there's loads of things we want to. You know what? In a dark world right now, we want to spread some positivity, right? Let's start being positive and nice to people. In a room full of darkness, you only need one speck of light, and it will be seen. So you know, light is far more powerful than darkness. So I think it's time for people to come on, not use other people for subscribers to hurt people. To, you know, why are we doing that to other people? Let's be nice to people and let's have a chat. Let's have positive conversations. Johnny, you're back, mate.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'll be honest with you. Through my own embarrassment, I'm sitting here with 5% on my iPad, and then I looked and I see it weren't plugged in, so that cut me off. So I'm going to see what happens for a little while. But so I missed half of what you guys were saying, but I take it you're talking about the up and coming show.
We was, Johnny, and we was also saying that, you know, we're going to have a weekly segment of your to talk about your past modelling career, and because I think a lot of guys will be interested in how you got into modelling.
Yeah, and I mean, what I'll do is I'll get out my championship thongs.
Thank God you said thongs there. I thought you was going to say something else.
But no, I'm quite looking forward to it. So I mean, I've seen without going into too much. I've done, as I say, I don't think I've ever mentioned I've done TV and radio, guys. I'll never brag, or as you know, I never talk about it too much, but up from every day. But
of course not, Johnny. Of course not. No.
That's where I switch off, Johnny. I don't listen to that, mate.
I sort of noticed that, but I just sort
sorry.
Say what?
Oh, man, where's the meatloaf? All jokes aside, it's like Claude does a great job, and me and Claude have got a lot of history back in the day with Arsenal.
Yeah, thanks for that, Johnny. Anyway, mate.
Yes, all the best, mate. Take care. But it's like you watch it and you see. I used to challenge Arsenal fans here, but then I realised, do you know what? Why get involved in these conversations? Let's all have a laugh. Let's have a joke. Let's all get on with one another. Have a beer. And that's what it's about. It's about enjoying the podcast. Everyone get involved. Do you know what I mean? Even on our show, everyone's welcome. Have a chat. You know, there's so many subjects we can talk about, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to mix it up, talk about football, talk about boxing, music, all different types of topics. And, you know, but I think what we should do with the very first show to celebrate is do an hour on me.
Oh, of course, yeah, Johnny. That's always been the plan, mate. That's always been the plan.
I was thinking a whole show on me, all about me and everything I've ever done. I think
Claude, where'd you find him?
Unknown Drillers, come on here. Unknown Drillers, come on. He says, cool, we are ninth in the league. There's no reason to be happy. Well, listen. We're making progress. That's reason to be happy. We're making a little bit of progress. And there's not much between ninth and fourth at the moment. It's only about 7 points. But I understand that. I can understand your why you're not happy. But
the only thing I would say to that, and that's with the greatest respect, what's his name? Unknown Driller. Great name, by the way.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about that is you've got to realise the mess that we were in. So when you support a club like Arsenal, any form of improvement is going to G you up because you want to improve. So, you know, the ones that were really sad and negative that, you know, we weren't even going to make top 4 or whatever, Arteta's improving the club. So, you know, I think people are going to have a right to be happy to a degree. Obviously not happy overall with the season, but since Arteta's come in, there has been an improvement. And, when you look at the Brighton game, we got dictated by Brighton at home. And now look at what Arteta's done. We've played 2 games against Chelsea that we should have won. And we beat Manchester United. There's been games. Everton showed grit. Olympiacos showed grit. So, Arteta's finding something there, isn't he? So I don't know if that answers his question, but I think, people will be happy because any form of improvement with your club, it's going to give you something to smile about, isn't it? It might not be what you wanted, but it's a march forward.
Guys, sorry to cut in. Can I just say, I've just seen a comment, right, from Alex Wilden. Alex, big up, mate. I suffer from depression, anxiety, and paranoid thinking. Alex, listen, mate, this is exactly the reason why we discussed covering that subject, right? Because it's so common, you would not believe, and they say the first step is admitting it. And we don't feel, this is something that obviously we spoke about at length, we don't feel that there are enough channels who cover that topic, because people tend to fear what they don't understand, right? They tend to stay away from it. What we're trying to do is discuss it and talk about it. And if we can help one person, then do you know what? Blimey, we've done our jobs here, so fair play. And if ever you want to come on in the future, when we cover that topic, mate, you're more than welcome. More than welcome.
Come on,
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say something on that as well, Claude. Yeah, that's all right. Sorry, I went away. I don't know what happened with my connection. But Alex, mate, it's brave. It's brave to actually come out and say it. I'm from a Mediterranean family, and we were brought up never to talk about things like that, right? So, I suffered in silence. And mate, you know what? Fair play to you. And that's what we're here for. Any guys like you want to come on and have a chat about it, we'll be doing segments like that. And it's just to try and help other people. What the best thing that you can do with the experiences you've been through is to pass them on to others and tell them. And I don't want to harp on about Fury, but he was a big inspiration to me. The fact that, I'll be honest with you, I never used to like him. I didn't like him. I thought he was a bit of a twat. But then people do things to cover up what's really going on behind the scenes. And it's, after thinking about it, that's what he was doing. And we all do it to some extent. We laugh things off. So talk about it. And Diesel, fair point, mate. Exactly, mate. 100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, Claude. Didn't mean to cut you out there, Claude. Didn't mean to cut you off, Claude.
No. It's very important. I think this is a very important subject. And Alex, you got me on Facebook if you ever want to chat. I will talk to you, man, because this is very important, because I've been through it myself. I know I'm not the paranoid, but the depression, and I know what it means. And sometimes you need to talk this over. I think the more you talk, the better it is. Well said, Alex. Well done for coming on and
fair play, mate. Fair play.
That's very good. That's very good, and it's good that people right. Going back to more fun things to talk about. Arsenal TV says the biggest fear we have in the league is to qualify for the Champions is ourselves, but we need to be consistent from now till the end of the season. Yeah, I think this is I think our biggest problem. I don't know if you boys agree with me. I think will be the away games. I think we've got the hang of the home games now, and I think we've got a good run. I think we've got Norwich, West Ham. I think the only really the one at home there's Leicester and Liverpool, but I think the others are winnable. But it's the away games that I fear for us. I think we've got to go to Wolves, Man City, Spurs. These are hard games. Even Villa could be a hard game because they're fighting for their lives. So I think that's where I think our biggest obstacle is, going away from home. I don't know what you boys think about that.
I'll start off on that one. I think you're right with that. We haven't all season. We've not put a run of games together, have we? Like consistently. So I am expecting it to come. To be honest with you, and it could come just at the right time. My concerns are defensively sometimes. With regards to set pieces and aerial balls, that's what let us down yesterday. If you look at the goals we let in yesterday, each one come from a headed knockdown or a failed clearance. So yeah, there are some concerns, but at the same time, it's more positive, mate. If you look at it a few months back, we wouldn't have even. Things have happened results-wise that have happened in our favour, and things have happened to like the likes of Spurs, for example, losing their 2 front men just at a pivotal time. You know, and then we still got to play the likes of Leicester. We still got to play. You know, we had to play Everton, who were above us. We can claw this back. I think Arsene Wenger was saying that if we can get between 22 to 25 points out of the remaining games, we stand a chance. So, I mean, we could take that. And then there's other issue with regards to Man City. Will they stand by the ban?
Yeah.
And then will it be a top 5? Because if it is a top 5, that increases our chances even further. So, do you know what, mate? I mean, look, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But main thing is we've got positive direction now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can see change. Before, we were just in this loop. A loop. Yeah, it was going around. It was like watching the same season on repeat.
A word of caution about, sorry to interrupt you here.
No, go on, Claude. Yeah.
Everyone thought we were on the way up when we had that 22 game win. We didn't run it unbeaten run with Emery, and we know what happened after that. So we've got to be very careful.
I agree with that.
I think the big test for me is in the summer, and also the recruitment people have to back Arteta with the right players, and we need to say a few of our players, thank you very much, thanks a lot for your service, but it's time to move on.
Claude, can I ask you a quick question on that? Claude?
I don't think with these current players, a lot of these current players, I don't think can take us to the next level.
No, I agree, Claude. Totally agree.
Who would you get rid of, Claude? If I was to ask you now, while we're on the subject, you got to get rid of some and replace some in the summer. Who's going? Who's coming?
Well, to me, if you ask me now, I would say 3 of our back 4 have gone. I've got to go because what I played yesterday, I don't think I'm maybe two. Maybe I'm not so sure whether Bellerin can recover fully. So he's a bit 50-50 to me. But the 2 centre halves to me won't take us. I love Louis. Louis is. I know what Johnny thinks about Louis, but I don't think he's going to take us to that next level. I think Mustafi is playing better now. I agree, but I still don't think he's. How can I say it? I don't think he's the level we need. I think we need to go to a higher level than that. And I think we're good on the left-hand side. We've got Kieran Tierney. I think is good. I think with Saka on that left-hand side, I think are good for the future. I think they can really get better and better. Remember, Saka's only 18 years old, and Tierney is really, I think, a good player. But it just needs to be. Needs to get a consistent run of games without getting injured. That's all. And I think that midfield, needs to be sorted as well. I think we need a stronger guy in the physical player in the middle of the park. And the big worry for me is the Aubameyang thing. Is if we do lose Aubameyang, how we replace him as well. So there are certain things that need to be addressed in the summer. But as I say, it's a work in progress. As I said, I'm not going to judge Arteta till the end of the summer when he's done all the business and then the start of the next season, because it's wrong to judge him because he came in when there was a real mess. Let's put it this way: we were in a mess, and I think he's done really well, actually. To be honest with you, I know we haven't won, but the performances have been better. We haven't had the results that some of them performances have merited. I think some of the performances have deserved better results. Yesterday, I thought we got away with one. I thought maybe that's our luck is changing, because I thought maybe Everton could have deserved a bit of a draw. I don't know, but there are games that we've drawn this year that I think we deserve to win. I think we deserve 100%. To win at Chelsea. I thought we deserved to win at Chelsea. I thought even with 10 men, I thought we deserved to win the Chelsea game.
And the home game we lost, we should have won as well.
Yeah, and the home game, that's
should have won that.
Played Man United off the park as well.
5 minutes of where we lost concentration, and unfortunately, Leno had one of them games, didn't he, where he just lost the ball there for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but he's kept us in a lot of games as well. But even yesterday, he made that mistake for the second goal, but he recovered to make some brilliant saves as well. But as I said, it's a work in progress, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know what you lot think. I mean, do you agree with it? Oh, by the way, let me just say thanks to Springer. He's come on here. Thanks, Springer. Sorry, I haven't forgotten you. Thank you
flip flop.
Thank you for the donation. But what a nice. And you said I should get a
brandy.
With hot milk. That's what I'll do. That's what I will do with that. Thank you very much for that, Springer. Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Hopefully we can have you on soon. Come on soon, yeah. What's this? Michael Hardiman again. Hopefully Saka signs out of Laka.
Out of Laka, Ober, and Saka. Yeah. So basically, he wants to keep Saka.
Well, I think Saka's.
Oh right, yeah. Saka's the only one I genuinely
out of the two of them, out of the three of them, yeah.
I don't think Saka's going anywhere, boys. Do you really?
No. Saka's not.
The trouble with Saka at the moment is there's a lot of clubs, and he's only on about. I think someone was telling me he's on about $3,000 a week at the moment, and there are a lot of clubs that will probably offer him a lot more. So
do you not think it's the agent trying to get a bit more money out of us? They're just trying to put us under a bit of pressure. Look, at the end of the day, we got to also remember with this Saka situation. Yeah, he is really good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not even a left back. Is he going to stay left back long term? Because he showed defensive frailties yesterday, and he is getting tired. I think he would be better with Tierney behind him and him being a left winger, and then all he has to do is focus on beating a man, getting the ball in. And then Tierney, I think everyone's underestimating Tierney now. If you look at his record from 17, he was at Celtic, broke into the first team. He became captain about a year or so later. He's still in his teens. He captained the side that won the league. All right, everyone will say it's the Scottish League, but look how old he was. He's a leader, and he's meant to be a quality player. Van
Dijk came out of the Scottish League, and we could have got him for 12 million, but
exactly. And look, and people are. Go on, sorry, mate.
Even Robertson, he came out of the Scottish League. So sometimes we get too carried away with what league they're coming out of. Alex, I understand your question. You said, who do you think we should get back up for Leno? The trouble is with I do like Patricio, the Wolves keeper, but he's not going to come here as a number two, and that's the problem you got. To get a world-class number two is very, 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 very difficult because they want to play. And unfortunately, that's the way football is. If you look at Man City, you can look at Liverpool and all the top teams, their number twos are not great. Even Chelsea, they've got Caballero. Spurs have got, who is it? I forgot his name. He's
Gazaniga.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the only ones that are really, I think, have got a decent number two is Man United. I think who is it? Romero, is it? I think he's a very good keeper. It's very difficult to get a world class number two because they're not going to sit there as they're not going to sit in the how can I say it, as a sub. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. So I do understand your point, Alex, and good one that is. Yes, I do like the Wolves keeper, by the way.
To me, that's probably the last position that I'd like Arsenal to address. To be honest with you, because I don't think Martinez is that bad. I think he's all right. He'll do for now. There's more pressing matters that we need to address in this team.
Go on, Diesel.
Difficult. As I say, I don't think there's anyone in the top six, apart from United, have got a decent number two. I'm surprised Chelsea have dropped their keeper for that for Caballero. Something must have gone on in there. I don't know what's happened there. But
All
Yeah,
that's
I'm
gone on
surprised
him is he's absolutely useless, Claude.
No, I don't know because you say, but maybe he's going through a bad time. But you don't. He won't. They didn't spend 70 on. How much did they spend on him?
Yeah, about
He must
70,
have something
70,
for the bag.
75 mil. To be honest, that came across as a little bit of a panic buy, though, because I think when Courtois went, they looked around and thought, we need someone in quick here, hence why they paid over the odds.
Any the number 2 keeper for Spain as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but I think he's still better than Caballero.
Do you know who I quite like? I quite like Jack Butland. I think if he went to a bigger club, I think he's still at Stoke. I believe. But
Pope is a good keeper as well. He's pushing for the England spot, isn't he? But as I said, are they going to come to Arsenal and be number 2 to Leno? I don't think it's not going to happen.
I don't even think it's going to be a position that Arteta will look at in the summer.
No,
I don't even think that's going to be even entertained. I think
least of our worries.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can say that, Lev, but if Leno gets an injury, he's not.
I'll be on the next show asking for a goalie. Yeah, look, I know what you're saying.
I can understand why people are saying, but as I said, it's so difficult to get a world-class keeper as a number 2. It's not going to happen.
I think,
as I said, look at the top 6, and you says it all. I mean, even Liverpool. Who's Liverpool's number 2 keeper?
what's his name? Adrian,
and he wasn't he at West Ham or something?
West Ham, yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the Arsenal team all around.
Oh, Liverpool are losing at home to West Ham.
Come on, West Ham. Come on.
No, that can't be true. They were 16. That can't be true.
Actually, it's true, Claude. They are losing. They're losing 2-1.
2-1, are they?
Yeah.
Hey.
Come on.
Well, cheers for that, Daniel. Thanks for that. I think there's still time. How long is there to go in there? Maybe it's still early, isn't it?
Probably about half an hour, yeah.
Yeah, 61st minute.
Fucking hell. Happy days.
I wouldn't get too excited. I wouldn't get too excited. They'll probably end up winning 5-2.
I can't see West Ham holding on.
Yeah,
I can't see West Ham holding on to Liverpool. But that is a shock. That is a real shock.
I think if you look at the Arsenal team, though, all around, I think there's a lot of positivity to take as well, because we've got Martinelli, Xhaka. Do you know what I mean? They've got a lot of young players there as well. And, Arteta's going to take a couple of years and to sort it out. We know that. And, we've got some good players at Arsenal, some good youth players. So, I'm not that worried, to be honest. I think we were in the shit. I mean, the Wenger decline. I'm a big Wenger fan, but it was obviously declining at the end. Emery took over, a bit of positivity at the beginning, but then it got worse. Totally outplayed by Brighton. That was enough for me. That was see you later, Emery. Then, to be honest, but I'm quite happy with it. I like what Arteta's doing. He's doing it. He's not rushing things. He's concentrating on things. I think we've got to concentrate on trying to get that Aubameyang to sign a deal, and then maybe look a bit further. I mean, we've got the best of Pepe still to come. He looks a quality player. There's a lot to offer there. Martinelli, a lot to offer there. Xhaka, lot to offer. Kieran Tierney. So, we've got some players there. You know what I mean? And we don't know what's coming through the ranks either,
Same problem, innit, John? We need steel. I think we need, Saliba is going to be a great signing for next season, right? Saliba. I think he's going to be quality, all right? I think I would like to replace one of the centre-backs with someone who's really dominant in the air, right? So someone who can clear the headers out from set pieces, marshal everyone, because Saliba is a footballing centre-back. He's dominant, he's quick, he's skillful, but he's a footballer. I want someone who's no nonsense next to him. I don't think Mari's going to be that guy. And then we need, I agree with Claude, we need a really strong, commanding DM or centre midfielder that's just going to run the show from midfield. But the rest, I'm really positive about. I agree with you.
I would take Lewis Dunk in a heartbeat.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah, I rate him. I think he'd do well at a bigger club. He's a no-nonsense centre half. Do you know what? Right, do you know what the thing is as well, Lev? I was watching one of the on Sky Sports, I think it was. You know, like the Arsenal from years ago. And you look at the team, and they just look like a team of men. You know, as to a lot of the old, you know, the older players, the righties, the you know, Winterburns and all them. You know, we won games in the tunnel. You know, it's the game was won. You look at these players now, and it's like they're not big men. You know, they're not. This is what I'm saying. I like Torreira, right? But I like that strong 6'2", 6'3", physically imposing midfielder, like an enforcer,
an athlete.
Right? Yeah. Someone who the opposition is going to look at and think, how are we going to get through him? You know,
who then? We know about Partey. Who else? So who else? Who would you go for in that position then? Anyone? Who do we know that you would go for?
Yes, that's the thing. There aren't very many about because I quite liked what's his name? The Portuguese Carvalho. I've always thought
we were linked with him for ages.
Yeah, he looks.
I think they think he lacked mobility for the Prem. I think maybe they thought he was a bit slow. What about Ndidi or someone like that?
Oh, Ndidi all day long. It's no coincidence that the minute he got injured, Leicester started losing games. You know, yeah, he's the cog in their wheel. You know, mobile, athletic, will just run like a donkey, mate. We need players like that. We need physically imposing players. Torreira's good, but
I'll tell you what else I think we're missing. Guys. Right, if you watch when we're playing, when we're going through a passage of play as an attack, we cross the ball in, right?
Yeah.
The strikers are running in, yeah? The defenders running with the strikers. The most dangerous part for the defence during a break when they're being attacked is when they've run in and the ball's behind them. But we never have any midfielders running onto those balls anymore. You know, you used to have Ljungberg doing it back in the day. Lampard was brilliant at Chelsea for doing it. We don't have anyone arriving in the box late anymore. We don't have enough midfielders contributing to goals, do we? Think about it. Who contributes from midfield nowadays for us?
Yeah.
No, there ain't.
Boy, it's all about Aubameyang, isn't it? At the moment, that's all it is.
Yeah, we need to take the pressure off the boys.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. This is why, right? This is why I think there's so much worry with the Arsenal fans with regards to Aubameyang, because if he goes, we're all thinking, blimey, who's going to replace all the goals that he scores? Right? The bigger, wider issue we've got, right, is we don't have goals in that team. Right? If Aubameyang isn't on it, where are the goals coming from? Right? Martinelli, what is he, 18 years old? He's probably got 10, 11 goals this season. Right? To be honest, I think he's our second highest. You know, and we're relying on an 18-year-old kid.
Everyone harps on about our defence, right? But our defence has only conceded, up until yesterday, it was 34. So I'm guessing that's 36, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the guys above us, they haven't conceded. They've conceded just as much, some of them more. So you can look at it and go, are we not scoring enough? Because how many games are we on top? We didn't finish the games off, you know?
I think as well, in fairness, we will see more goals from Pepe, because I think he had a good season last year. He is a goal scorer, and I think as to be fair, Graham Souness says it, and him commenting on Arsenal in positive way, he turned around and he goes, Arsenal have got a serious player there. He said he just needs more games. He said, look at Bergkamp, look at Henry. And Souness was right. There is a serious player there with goals. We've seen him finish. We can see what he can do. He's got a great left peg on him. So I think we will get more goals out of him eventually. I think we will.
I agree with you.
Would you this is a controversial subject, because I know on Twitter,
we love those. We love those. Hit us with it.
Come on, Claude, bring it on.
Come on.
It divides.
This is where Johnny's Wi-Fi drops out, by the way, Claude. It will drop out.
It divides our fan base quite a bit. It's the Mesut Ozil debate.
Diesel. Bring it. I'm ready.
Ooh. Would you keep him? Would you extend his contract in the summer? Arteta seems to be a big fan of his. Or do you think Arteta is ready to let him go? or is he just saying it because it looks like Arteta is a big fan of him? And there's a lot of people that still think Mesut Ozil can still be pivotal for this football club in the next couple of years. So, where do you stand on this, Diesel? Can I?
Do you even need to ask him?
I was going to say, Claude, listen, mate, you're better off, right, moving past me and asking these two. But since you have asked me, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm very clear where I stand with Ozil. I can't stand him as a player.
That is lovely.
Do you know what? No, I'm being honest. The funny thing is, right, this is the funny thing. The fans who moan about the Arsenal board, right, about Arsenal not buying players, are the same fans who stick up for Ozil, right? His salary is a massive dent. I don't think people realise just how much of a dent that is in our finances, right? It is a dent. So it's a bit contradictory. Fans can't moan about, we haven't bought, so-and-so players. When we've got a player on that salary, right, we need to get rid of him, right? This isn't Ozil was 24, 25. He's 31. He doesn't do it. He doesn't warrant that salary. Yes, he has been playing a little bit better, but all this about, he's running faster, he's running harder, he's running longer. I'm sorry, is that really what we've come to? We're actually praising him for his running stats. Come on.
I found last week, I was watching the Newcastle game. And I've been watching Ozil for the last few months, and he looked to me even before the Newcastle game, he was playing a lot safe, like the safe ball rather than the killer pass, or doing the safe things, yeah. But I noticed with Ozil that he's all right when we're 1 or 2-0 up, and when it opens up, when the opposition need to come at us, and we got room behind it. But I find he's out in the first half against Newcastle, we were struggling. But once we scored that first goal and Newcastle had to come out a bit, he seemed to flourish. That's where I stand with him. I'm not sure whether
he's a luxury, Claude. Luxury at best.
We all have a luxury, Diesel.
The trouble is,
can I say something on
when
this?
you need to dig a result out away from home in a big game, he doesn't seem to be able to do that. He doesn't seem to be able to do that for me. That's the only thing I'll say. But I think that what we're not seeing, and it's obvious we're not seeing the player that we saw at Werder Bremen or at Real Madrid. But then again, at Real Madrid, he had better players around him as well. Let's not forget that. A lot of
I think you hit the nail on the head there, Claude. You hit the nail on the head there, Claude.
Players that move around as well. I don't think our players, maybe Aubameyang, yes, but the rest of them, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a tricky one for me, but it just shows you that
Arteta said something, Claude. Sorry to interrupt. Because I was actually following this subject earlier on today. And unlike you, when I watched the Newcastle game the other day, I was there as well. We were struggling up until the last sort of 10, 15 minutes. And I saw him sort of kick in and start bringing other players into the game. And Ceballos, the reason I think Arteta's playing Ceballos is to get the ball to Ozil quicker. Now, so then he could turn and he needs movement in front of him. And what Arteta said, exactly my thoughts on this, is Ozil is only as good as the team that you give him to work with. He needs movement in front of him. He needs people to be creating sort of opportunities for him to pick out. He needs options. And the only reason we've started to see Ozil perform better now is the team starting to perform better. You're right, Diesel, he is a luxury. But like, if you look at someone like Man City, they've got a Gundogan. I've got people that say to me, what exactly does Gundogan do? But when you watch them, he's not physical. He's not tracking back and putting slide tackles in, but he's constantly keeping the ball moving in the right places. To get the best out of Ozil, you need the right type of players. Is he at his peak now? No, he's not. We know that. Arteta knows about him. How long has he got in his contract, guys? How long has he got?
Yeah,
another
he's
year,
a year in the summer. Yeah, he's got 1 year left in the summer. Like Aubameyang. Excuse me. So 1 year in the summer.
Yeah, listen. He's the thing is, Claude. He's been here 6-7 years. You know, listen. I'll be honest. I've never known such a more protected player. You know, he had Giroud up front, and if you know the whole consensus was, oh, if he's got faster strikers up front, he'd do a lot better. He gets that, still doesn't do it. Then, oh, you know, if we had wingers on either side, we get that, still doesn't get it. I just don't get why he's just such an accommodating player. We have to accommodate everything to you know, for Ozil to flourish. You know, he's had a fast striker, a slow striker, a winger, this, a that, the other. He doesn't do it. He's here for the pay. He doesn't care about the Arsenal. His PR team are on point. Come on, guys.
Diesel, I'll be honest with you, right? Diesel, I just watched what you said, and I like Ozil, but I've got to admit, I just watched what you said there for 2 minutes, and sadly, I can't argue with you because you just summed that up fucking perfectly. You really did. I like Ozil, and I'm a fan of Ozil, but sadly, I can't argue with you because of what you said. Because what you said, the majority of that to me was correct. Maybe I'm a fan that's in denial, and I'm one of them sort of fans that I admire him so much. He's been a great player, and I think I'm hoping that one day he turns that corner, and I just don't see it myself. You know, I see flashes of brilliance every now and then, and I think, oh, please, come on, he's going to do this. He's going to show us all wrong. But what you just said then, Diesel, it was brilliant, mate. I honestly, what you just said, and I'd like to argue here, but I can't.
Yeah, it's just...
I can't. What you just said it because it's true what you said. He's not worth the wage he's on. On his day,
certainly, mate.
On his day, which is not enough, he is Arsenal's best player with Aubameyang. On his day, which is not enough. So I agree with you there. It's just such a shame because he's been such a great talent, but I also think he's a confidence player. So when, as you rightly said, when we were up like 1 or 2-0, he starts flourishing. But when things are back against the wall, I think his confidence goes a little bit. I don't know where that's come from because, but you can see it in his body language. And when some people say, I think he's a confidence player. I think he just gets nervous. So when it's going bad, he's like, oh shit, and the confidence goes. Theo Walcott was a confidence player. You know what I mean? He'd do some terrible things. You know what I mean? But then when sorry, carry on.
No, go on, mate. No, I was just going to say all this. See, this is another thing I don't buy into about confidence. You know, the guy's on 350 quid a week. You know, how much? I mean, what more of a confidence boost do you want?
Well, he's got confidence to go shopping. He's got confidence to go shopping. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely.
Money comes into it, does it? Really? You can have all the money in the world. Doesn't. You can have more confidence.
I'll look at Ozil.
I'd replace him with Grealish.
You would?
Would you replace him with Grealish?
No.
I'm not so sure about Grealish.
You're a Maddison guy. Do you prefer Maddison?
I prefer Maddison. I think Grealish is overrated. Not bad. He's not a bad player. He's doing all right at Villa, a bigger club. I don't think he'd cut it. I would take John McGinn over Grealish. I think he's a better player.
I like Grealish.
My opinion.
I'm not gonna lie.
But Maddison all day long. I'll take Maddison over Grealish all day long. All day long.
Yeah, I think you got a good point. Listen, let's have any more. Let me see if there's any more.
Oh, have you seen the Liverpool?
Oh God.
What's that?
2-2.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
Desmond.
Salah's just equalised. It was 2-1 West Ham.
Christ, you just knew it was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, of course it's going to come.
Boys, we know what's going to happen, don't we? It's coming to us. The game at Emirates. The game at the Emirates is going to be down to us to stop them. We know that's the destiny here.
So all them excited Gooners on Twitter, they've been dampened there.
It's still 10 minutes.
I think they're more interested in this bloody unbeaten run than they are about their own club. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here for everyone. I think there's no more. That's it. Big prediction for Thursday. Let's have a quick prediction for Thursday night. Olympiacos Start with you, Lev. Olympiacos on Thursday night. We should
easy win, I think.
Great travellers, aren't they?
You know what? I fancy us.
travellers.
No. Do you know what? Sorry, mate, you kept cutting out there, so I couldn't hear 100%. But like, with regards to the prediction, I see us winning quite comfortably in that game. You know, we could have if we were a bit more decisive in the final third in the away leg, we could have got a couple more. I expect us to win 2 or 3-0. I could just be overconfident, but I expect us to win 2 or 3-0.
About you, Johnny?
I mean, I'll take a 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised because of the amount of games they've had coming up. But I'm going to go. Yeah, I think Lev's going to be right. I'm going to go Arsenal 4-0.
I didn't say that.
Diesel.
No, you said 3, didn't you? You said 3-0.
I said 2 or 3. You said, yeah, Lev's right. I'm going to go 4-0.
Yeah, let's right. I'm going to go 7. I'm going 7 or 8.
About you, Diesel?
Yeah, I agree with Johnny. I think they're going to do 8-0. No, do you know what? To be honest, I think it's going to be a routine win. I think we'll do it 2-0. I've got a feeling we're not going to concede. I think it'll literally be a professional win, not a no frills win. Get 2 and then sharp shop.
I don't.
So yeah, it'll be a routine win. Routine.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because I don't think they're great travellers, are they? They're a great home record. In fact, that was their first defeat of the season at home, and I think I'm going to go 2-1. I think they'll score. I think they will score. I think maybe a bit of tightness might towards the end of the game because of all the games we've been playing, but I still think we'll get through. Well, thanks for joining us, boys. Good luck with your new channel.
Cheers, Claude. Nice one.
Thanks for having us.
All about your new channel.
Well, again, boys, it's Boardroom Bants. It's basically a channel for lads. It's not just about football. We will be covering football. We're all Arsenal fans. That's how we met. We all, we've got a love for Arsenal first and foremost. But we want to have a channel that's for lads in general. There's a lot more sports out there we're all into. Boxing, massive boxing fan. I know some of us in here are. MMA. Some
also,
are into... Go
also
on.
Nordic walking as well.
I know you're into that, mate. Johnny in particular, Diesel loves bowls. The old man sort of bowls. He loves that. That's it. He's actually area champion, and that's the hat that he wears when he goes and does that. He's injured at the moment. That's what he says. That he's got a wrist injury from bowls. That's what he's telling us anyway. But basically, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be covering many different topics. Films. I know Johnny's a massive film fan.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the films, music as well.
Music.
We're going to have a live fishing broadcast as well, aren't we?
Yeah, we're definitely doing that. I won't be there for that one.
Listen,
I'm busy.
I'm fixing the bike. I'm going to call it a day because apparently there's got a lot of technical issues going on here. I think everyone is cutting up. So I'm going to call it a day. Don't forget, everyone, if you can hear me, the new channel, Boardroom Bants, is on its way.
I can't.
And these boys are going to really make it happen. Take care, everyone, and
cheers, guys.
Soon.
See you later, boys.
Cheers, soon. Thank you.